Ever wondered why a man can be all over you one night, texting, calling, making you feel like you're the only woman in the world, and then poof, he's gone? No explanation, no closure, just silence. You replay every moment in your head, asking yourself, was it something I said? Did I do something wrong? Here's the truth most women never hear. When a man disappears after intimacy, it's not always about losing interest. It's often about what that moment triggers deep inside him, something primal, psychological, and rarely talked about. Because while women often connect emotionally through intimacy, many men experience it as a moment that tests their identity, their control, even their fears of vulnerability. And if he's not ready to face that, he pulls away, fast. Stay with me, because once you understand what's really happening in his mind after intimacy, you'll never look at his silence the same way again.
Let's start with something most women never realize. For many men, intimacy isn't just physical, it's deeply psychological. Before that moment happens, he's chasing connection. He's driven by curiosity, excitement, the thrill of pursuit. You feel his energy, his attention, his effort. He seems emotionally invested. But then, after intimacy, something quietly flips inside him. It's not about you doing anything wrong, it's about what that experience awakens in him. See, while women often feel emotionally closer after being intimate, men can experience the complete opposite. Their emotions cool down, and logic suddenly takes the driver's seat. That's when the inner dialogue begins. What now? Am I ready for this? What if she expects more from me? He starts questioning himself, the situation, and even his feelings. Not because he doesn't care, but because that vulnerable side of him just got exposed. And here's the part most women don't see. Vulnerability is not a comfortable space for many men. They're not used to sitting in it. They're taught to control it, suppress it, or escape it. So instead of leaning in, he pulls back to feel safe again. That's the moment it feels like he's vanished.
Now, let's talk about the real emotional triggers that cause a man to pull away even when he still likes you. See, for a lot of men, intimacy awakens two conflicting forces inside them, desire and fear. On one hand, he feels deeply connected, but on the other, that connection threatens something he spent his whole life protecting, his independence. From a young age, men are taught to stay in control, to avoid showing too much emotion, to never let anyone see them uncertain or attached. But intimacy breaks that armor, even for a moment. So after that closeness, when he realizes how open he's become, his mind panics. It's like an emotional alarm goes off saying, "You're losing control, back off, regain space." That's why he might suddenly go quiet, become distant, or act like nothing happened. It's not that he doesn't feel something, it's that he doesn't know how to handle what he's feeling. And here's the twist. The more emotional potential he sees in you, the stronger that fear becomes. Because deep down, he knows that if he keeps going, he's not just risking his time, he's risking his heart. Here's where it gets even deeper, because this isn't just emotional, it's biological. After intimacy, men and women experience completely different hormonal responses. For women, the brain releases oxytocin, the bonding chemical. It makes you feel connected, secure, even more emotionally attached to the person you are with. But for men, something very different happens. Right after climax, a man's testosterone temporarily drops, while prolactin and dopamine shift, creating what scientists call the refractory period. That hormonal dip can make him feel tired, distant, or even confused, like his brain is saying, "Wait, what am I doing? Do I actually want this connection?" It's a moment of emotional reset, and for men who aren't emotionally grounded, that dip can feel like emotional discomfort. So instead of processing it, they retreat. And if he's someone who links emotional closeness with losing control or freedom, this biological crash only amplifies that fear. What looks like cold detachment to you might actually be his system trying to stabilize. It's not rejection, it's confusion wrapped in instinct.
Part 4. Not every man disappears. And that's where experience and emotional maturity come in. Because what happens after intimacy often reveals where a man is emotionally, not just how much he likes you. If a man has been hurt before, if he's been betrayed, manipulated, or made to feel like his emotions don't matter, intimacy can trigger old wounds. It can remind him of moments he lost control, or got attached too fast and paid the price. His subconscious tells him, don't fall for that again. So even if he genuinely likes you, his defense mechanism takes over. He distances himself before he can be hurt again. But on the flip side, a man who's emotionally secure, who's taken time to understand his own emotions, reacts differently. Instead of running from the connection, he sits in it. He doesn't panic when he feels close, because he's learned that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's strength. So when a man disappears after intimacy, what you're really seeing is his emotional readiness exposed. It's not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of how safe he feels with closeness. Some men ghost because they're confused, some because they're scared, and some because they simply haven't learned how to be emotionally available. But here's the truth most people never admit. Intimacy doesn't create emotional maturity, it reveals it.
So, what can you do differently when this happens? The answer isn't to chase him, question yourself, or try to win him back. It's to understand what just happened and protect your emotional energy. If a man pulls away after intimacy, let him. Don't fill the silence with over-explaining, worrying, or trying to decode mixed signals. Because the moment you start chasing clarity from someone who's running from his own emotions, you lose your power. Instead, watch how he handles space. A mature man might need a little time, but he'll come back with communication, not confusion. He'll check in, explain himself, and make you feel safe again. But if he vanishes completely, that silence is your answer. Your job isn't to convince a man to stay. It's to recognize when his emotional depth doesn't match yours and walk away without losing your peace. Because a man who's emotionally ready won't disappear after getting close. He'll lean in and protect what he feels, not run from it.
Conclusion. The truth is, when a man disappears after intimacy, it's not always about you. It's about him. It's about his fears, his conditioning, and his readiness for real emotional connection. But every time a man walks away, you gain something powerful. Clarity. You see who's capable of meeting your depth and who was only chasing a moment. Never forget, the right man won't vanish after getting close. He'll value the connection, protect it, and grow through it. So don't waste energy trying to understand the ones who disappear. Focus on becoming the woman who no longer chases closure, because her peace is the closure. If this opened your eyes or gave you something to think about, make sure. If this message hit home for you, don't just leave with clarity, leave with growth. Every week we dive deep into the truth about men, women, and what really drives connection in today's world. So if you're ready to understand relationships on a deeper level and never feel powerless again, subscribe now and turn on the bell, because the next video might just change the way you see love forever.